talking about taking more out of your paycheck and making you invest it in the stock market. This carbon taxes they're putting in California, New York, Oregon. Now they're about to do it federally on everything from plastic bags to fuel to natural gas, everything, coal. You think the economy's shutting down now? What do you think's going to happen when China and India and Mexico and 160 plus other nations make zero emissions cuts, but we have to? Well, our industry will move there, and there's international studies showing we'll actually increase those emissions of, by the way, things that aren't even bad, like carbon dioxide. But the point is, if you're believing it's bad, fine, then let's have that argument. Let's say it's bad. How is exporting it to China and India, who are never going to adopt this and have said they never are, it's a tax on us. That will further deindustrialize us, increase the emissions. But that's what the globalists want, to bring down with the Western world, to bring down any middle class, to bring down any sovereign independent group. So it's all over the news that they're coming after your pension funds. God help us. They're just going to rape us so bad. And there's all these poor, stupid, power-tripping cops, like it's just a sports team, like they're the Cowboys and the American people are the Seahawks or something, and you know, we're going to kick our butt. All these bubbas, hey, I wear combat gear, I'm tough, I ride a Harley, my wife's a topless dancer. You have no idea the water you're in. I do, and I'm completely, not even freaked out. I'm just completely awake, completely alive to the point it's hard to bear. I am white knuckle all the time. I am totally, my brain, I'm going 1,000,000 miles an hour. Analysis so fast, so spot on, I can't even articulate it. I can see the full picture, and you know what? I keep hoping the full picture I saw over a decade ago wasn't accurate from all their documents and all their activities. I mean, folks, when they've been running secret camps for decades, they now admit they've been running secretly. Civilian inmate labor camp, just Google it, you'll be on the Army's website. That they could keep a dozen huge camps secret with people in them. That they can go on the news and lie and say it's the law to take vaccines when it's not, and line up thousands at sports stadiums and parks with police in riot gear with dogs barking. That image of them being shot up, people crying, saying, I don't want to take it, but it's the law, when there's no law. When they got 26,000 preachers, in the last wave under the clergy response teams secretly, now it's declassified. That's why we got a bunch of videos up of preachers, giving sermons saying, do whatever the government says, what's coming. Very bad things are coming. It's of the Lord. Go wherever they say, do whatever they want. Understand, they're really going to do it. They're really going to do it. They're really going to take all your pension funds and all your retirement. They really are going to take your house, your farm. And they're going to send your own family, those of you that live in the countryside, it's going to be units. It's going to be your own army, your own military. And they're going to come with American flags flying, and you know what? You're going to stand down, a lot of you, and give them your farm, your ranch. But if 1% don't, if 1% of this adult population doesn't lay down, that's 2 million people fighting back. A large portion of them that are going to fight back are going to be veterans who just don't care anymore, who are tired of all of it, who know they have nothing left to lose. And that, too, is part of the plan. The shadow government has prepared for decades to push us into a corner, to make us fight back, to make us wipe out their first waves, and then to bring in I-4 international mercenary forces. Oh, God. They want that. They want us to break down like Russia. They want us to go into civil war like China. They'll sit off at their international command centers offshore, orchestrating all of this, while all of us Americans destroy our country forever, fighting with each other. I want to hear from military, and I want to hear from police today. I want to hear from you. Go to the head of the line. The lines are full right now, but I'm going to go rapidly through the calls. I want to hear from you. Are you going to go along with this? 1-800-259-9231. 1-800-259-9231. What are your family in the military saying? I know they're aware of it. It heartens me to know that they're breaking record gun sales everywhere. And it's been record gun sales for a year. But just breaking all the records. We become fat and decadent and evil, but there's still that core of liberty, that core of who our ancestors were. And I know that I'm not going to probably make it through this, and a lot of us aren't, but we're going to kick the New World Order's butt. We are going to win, and the enemy is going to set off nukes when we start beating them. They're going to nerve gas cities. They're going to do everything you can imagine, because they're going to do it. They're going to start the war, folks. And they're going to pull out every stop to try to reorganize things globally through emergencies. But in the end, sanity is going to prevail, and the New World Order is going to be arrested and put on trial. And they are going to fall. Their New World Order is going to fail because it has to fail. They're not giving us a choice. They are never going to stop pushing. They can't help it. It's the nature of control freaks throughout history, whether it was Hitler, Stalin, Mao, it doesn't matter. And they are going to lose. They are going to lose. The New World Order is going to lose. Just like the U.S. acting as an empire lost in Vietnam, just like Israel just got its butt kicked by Hezbollah. Those men swore to fight to the death, fighting with light arms in a checkerboard fashion. The New World Order is going to stage terror attacks, everything else, but they're going to lose. And I would advise people in government, but I don't think you're going to back off. But I would advise people in government, back off. You know you're crooks. You know you're evil. You know you ship the drugs in here. I know you want to rob us all. I know you want to dominate us. I know you've got that instinct to try to dominate everybody. But let me tell you, back off, New World Order. You're picking a fight you can't win with Russia, with the United States, with sovereign populations that aren't going to be slaves anymore. All right, I'm going to go to some people that disagree first. What is it? Chris in Tennessee and Kazakh disagree. Then I'll go to Sam, William, John, and others. Now, if you disagree, just have your comment question ready, because I can't get stuck for 10 minutes on it and then not get to everybody. We've got to break this habit of not taking enough calls. Kazakh, let's go to Chris first. He disagrees first. Chris in Tennessee, go ahead.
Hey, I'll try to go really quickly. I've looked into this and have found that there's an elaborate psyop that I think that has everything to do with the chaos that they want to come through this future world war to bring in the new system. And I think that the elites, even the so-called Jews, have a deep-rooted anger and hatred for the Old Testament believing Jewish people. I know you know that, and the ringworm children and all that. But they say one thing and do another. It's like the American border Minutemen thing, and all the politicians say, defend Israel, nuke Iran, but our actions are totally opposite, and we fund their enemies to the teeth, and, the AP is...
No, the United States... Well, I agree. I don't know what we're disagreeing about.
I know. Let me get to the final thing. It's really thing. But I do think, and I know you agree on all this, that they have us brainwashed to think Bush is a Christian, and that's why America is obliged to join this coming deadly war, which even if he was a Christian, the Bible doesn't say to support Israel militarily, it says to bless them. But anyway... that in itself is a propagated lie, but here it is. I think that this World War III is coming, is going to be blamed, just as Albert Pike said, on the Judeo-Christian religion, so that they can blame everything, just like the whole truth movement is saying, they're putting it in our minds that religion is the enemy. You've got to fight against religion.
No, certainly the people in all these groups and the leaders in Israel are Illuminist, and that is their religion, and that's what the Rothschilds funded that new Israeli Supreme Court with a giant all-seeing eye over it, and I agree, and I'm saying it's multinational evil, but I'm saying still it is outrageous. If we had British, intelligence operatives, don't you agree we shouldn't have Rahm Emanuel and Chertoff and Mukasey? And of course, people are meant to see that. That's what I said, is that it's meant to create all this anger, and then that creates this dialectic. Because then the globalists then also create the anti-Israel fervor and run those groups. And I said, that's why I'm not with those groups. But I'm stating what's happening, and I'm not denying that it's going on.
Yeah, I just think that like they were painting Bush to be a Christian, they're going to paint Barack Obama to be, at all costs defending Israel, so they'll have a good reason to say, this is why we've gone into war. This is all our problem. Look what it's caused us. Blah 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 blah. Because the new war is going to be.
Yes, it's very, very sophisticated. The New World Order is very, very sophisticated, and I appreciate your call.